So we've come to halfway through the year and there's been a fuckload of metal albums that's been released. And today I'm going to tell you what I think are some of the best albums that have been released in 2021 so far. But before I get started with my list, I want you guys to comment down below what's your favourite albums from this year, what albums have got you excited, what albums are you looking forward to as well, and also if you want, shit on some albums as well. Let me know down below what albums have fucking infuriated you, because that's all in the name of fun. So, I guess let's get started with my list, and I'm not doing it in an order, we'll do that at the fucking end of the year with a proper list, but I am going to do it in sections. And first up, death metal. This has been the year of death metal, I will tell you right now. The amount of quality death metal release, I don't know what I was doing with that hand, quality death metal releases that have been released this year is astronomical. I'm only going to do 4 for each genre, so this is quite hard for the death metal. There's a lot I missed off, but these are the 4 strongest in my opinion. Of course, first I've got to start with Cannibal Corpse, Violence Unimagined. Holy hell, did not expect it to be this good. Recently all their albums have been great, but not fantastic. They've just been, pretty good. Standard Cannibal Corpse, but Eric Rutan comes in. This fucking album is amazing. So many catchy songs, cool solos in some of the songs, interesting melody, the production is thick and it's in your face. Corpse Grinder sounds fantastic. This album is everything and more for a Cannibal Corpse album. Violence Unimagined, it's fantastic and deserves to be on the end of everyone's year list. Next up is Asphyx with Necroceros. Death Doom Masters are back, and this slimy death metal album is thunderous. The riffs are just catchy and headbangable as hell. The vocals with that gruff, kind of cancerous-esque voice is just fantastic. I mean, come on, Martin's vocals are the best in the game. Easily, hands down. You got long, slow songs like 3 Years of Famine, fast, intense songs like Botox Implosion. Come on, this album is amazing. Necroceros, it's got to be here. Next up, I'm going to Sleep Up Putridity by Morbific, a more recent album. This is if you dip bolt, throw it in some slime. The riffs are catchy as all hell. Every single song on this album has a catchy goddamn riff. It's all laid in this slime, thick ooze. There's flies flying around in the songs, there's squelching, it's disgusting. And you love it. It's one of the best death metal albums of the year, and I'm going to keep playing it again and again, because it's that goddamn good. And finally, Ad Nauseum with, I'm going to have to read it, Imperative Imperceptible Impulse. Tongue twister right there, I'm never going to remember that. This, you can argue, it is death metal or black metal, which one it is. I think it's death metal because it's more on like the ulcerate kind of side of things. Very long songs, very technical, very dissonant, very just atmospheric as hell. This is definitely a standout for the year. Definitely a unique album for the year, and it's one that's going to be on a lot of people's end of the year lists. So I loved it as soon as I pressed play. You've got to give it more listens because it is hard to get into, but once it gets your claws in you, you're fucking sold. So yeah, Ad Nauseum, it's coming here. Next up was some prog metal. First up we got Dune with Atma Enka. This is funky as all hell. Great singing, great instrumentations, and these guys know what to do. They know what to do. The vocals are a bit more on the metalcore side, but if you can get over those vocals, you will love this prog metal epic, and you'll start to really enjoy the vocals, because at first I was like, I'm not really feeling the vocals, but at the end of the album, I loved them, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So yeah, Dune, Atma Enka, the guitar's fucking fantastic, the whole concept's amazing. It's got to be here in the prog section. Next up is Eterôfatos Access All Worlds, a fantastical, spacey prog journey through the cosmos. If you like the band like Iapetus, which kind of sounds like Ayrton, if you like that from the previous year, which I think is fucking amazing, then you'll enjoy this one. It's like you're flying through the galaxies. Hell yeah, it's gotta come here. Talking about prog, you can't talk about prog without Liquid Tension Experiment 3, the album which is just mind-blowing. It's on the longer side of things, and if you know the band that's purely instrumental, but if instrumental wankery is your kind of thing, then you will adore this album just like I did. It's fantastic. It is like Dream Theater, but without the singing, so if that sounds appealing to you, then you'll dig into this album, because the third album from these guys is a masterpiece and a must listen for prog fans. And finally, Epica with Omega. Yep, I put this in the prog section because they've moved on from the symphonic roots and now they're prog metal. Come on, you can't listen to Omega and say it's not fucking prog, because it's goddamn prog. These songs are beautiful. Her singing is angelic. Simone is a goddess still. The long songs are just so many different sections in them. So interesting, unique. The production is stellar. And the quiet songs are beautiful. The epic songs are beautiful. There's heavy kind of Egyptian themed songs. This album's flawless. It's one of Epica's best. So of course I've got to wrap it here. Epica's Omega. It's fucking one of the best of the year. Now for some black metal. Spooky. We have Misotheist with Glory of Your Redeemer. This is a kind of atmospheric, dissonant, creepy album. It's a very short album. Some of the songs on it are long. It was a very short album, so it's gone quite fast. And it's kind of in the similar vein of Ad Nauseum. And another one which we'll get to. Kind of in the similar vein as them, but just a lot more subdued and more relaxing. It's a more relaxing listen than Ad Nauseum. A lot less chaotic. More on the atmospheric side of things, but I love it. I've been playing it to death, and this is exactly the kind of black metal I love, so I've got to put it on this list. It's fucking fantastic. The one in question I was mentioning, Suffering Hour, the Cyclic Reckoning. Is it black? Is it death? It's death and black. It's black and death. They're the same fucking thing. It's coming here in the black metal section. Don't fucking at me. It is just like Misotheist, but I think a little bit better. This, spoiler alert, this may be my favourite of the year. Maybe, so far. This takes everything I just said for that one and amps it up. There's a layer of creepiness throughout this whole thing. Unsettling music, which is not like anything else I've ever heard. It is kind of like Achilles' Melano from last year. And if you want a creepy-ass album, this is the album to go to. Sends shivers down your spine. Just the tone of the guitar, it's perfect. I love this album. Call it what you want, call it what genre you want, but for me, it's fucking evil. So it's going in the black metal section rather than the death metal section. I love this album from start to finish, so hopefully you guys do too. If you like this kind of black metal, give it a fucking listen. Next up, Mare Cognitum, Paroxysm. Holy shit. Very atmospheric, spacey black metal. Mare Cognitum, one of the best cosmic black metal bands around, and they nail it again with this album. It is like you're going through the cosmos, just kind of like the albums we were mentioning in the prog one. This feels like that. And there is another album like that, which we'll get to a bit later. I adore this album. Catchy melodies, catchy riffs. Some people might say it's a bit too long. The songs are a bit too long. But fuck you, this album's great, and it's one of my favourites of the year, and easily gonna be my top 10 of the year. No question about it. So, put on your big boy pants and listen to this bastard. Finally, Spectral Wound, Diabolical first, for more traditional kind of black metal. More kind of like Dark Throne. Better production. Catchy as hell melodies, catchy as hell riffs. The singing is just intense as all hell. Every song's memorable, every song's catchy. It's catchy ass fucking traditional black metal. What more could you say? It's great. It's gravy. You want to snort it off the fucking table. It's fucking good. Time for some doom. Doom to make you coom. And we're starting off with a Black and Doom album. Yeah, The Ruins of Beverast, The Fool Grimoires. Took me a while to get into this album because it's a lot different to their other albums, which are more kind of atmospheric black. But this one is definitely way fucking doomier. Holy crap. This is one of the best of the year. And it takes a while to get into if you're not into that kind of black and doom. And I love doom and I love black, but black and doom took me a while to get into. But this one, hits the nail on the head. For fans of either genre, if you want a bridging gap, this is the one to do it. Great album from a great band, so it's gotta be here. Next up, Voconis with Odyssey, this proggy stoner doom kind of band. Holy crap, you got fuzzy guitars just like stoner, you got the clean singing, you got the kind of mellow melody, but it's proggy as hell. It's a very interesting album. This one takes me by surprise, and it's one of the best of the month of May, and it's one of the best of the year. And the art, come on, that bird's tripping out, and you will be too when you listen to this album. Next up, Tribulation, When the Gloom Becomes Sound. Oh my god, one of the best albums from really early on in the year. Oh, Leviathans! catchy fucking songs. All of them are. All of them are. Can't wait to see these guys live. They were the last band I saw live before lockdown. Fucking COVID. But yeah, this one nails it again. Catchier than a lot of their other albums already. So yeah, when I do a ranking for these guys, this will be fucking high. It's one of the best of the year. It's got to come here. And finally, Marianas Rest, Fata Morgana. This is very mellow. We're going to mellow now, and this is for fans of like Swallow the Sun, that kind of sorrowful music. If you want to cry, this is the album for you. Very sorrowful, like Catatonia and Swallow the Sun. It's beautiful. It's one of the best of the year. It's melodic, it's beautiful, it's great. You should fucking listen to it. Thrash metal now. Thrash metal, thrash metal. Some thrash for your ass. Evil, Hell Unleashed. Evil, the British Legends, do it again with another fantastic album. Fast, furious, everything you'd want in a new Evil album. And they fucking deliver. So Hell Unleashed is got to rep it here in the Thrash Squad. The Thrash Quadrilogy. And we're all going to get better from here. Cryptosis, Bionic Swarm. This merging of proggy technical space death with thrash metal. Mix them all together, you got Cryptosis. For fans of Vector. And they did a split with Vector, so it makes kind of sense. I adore it. It's technical, it's spacey, it's thrashy, it's fucking Cryptosis. It's awesome. You know what you're going to get when you see the album cover. And that's what you fucking get, so beautiful. Empyrean with Paranorm is next. Another one, just like Cryptosis. This spacey thrash metal. Bit proggy with this one. Bit proggy. But the space themes on it, oh my god. There's a lot of spacey albums on my list. Nerd! I love this album. This is one of the best of the year again. My thrash, I prefer thrash with like black edge or like a prog edge. So these kind of ones like Empyrean and Cryptosis, they sing to me more. But I still think they're some of the best thrash of the year. So definitely give it a listen if that, sounds up your alley. And if you want something more intense, Enforced with Killgrid. This thrash is heavy. This is different to those poser fucking albums. This one's heavy. The fucking cover, the fist wants to punch you in it, beats you up mercilessly, and you fucking love it, because this is one of the most intense thrash albums of the year, so it's got to make it here. It's got to be here. Power metal is next. Time to whip out your swords and slay some fucking dragons. Orden Ogan with The Final Days. Catchy, goddamn, kind of like robot-esque themes on this album, but the songs, oh my god, the songs. We are the Inferno, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's cringy, but it's fantastic. If you like a bit of cheese with your power metal, give these guys a listen, because, oh my god, you'll be singing the choruses for these songs all day, all night, and you'll be harassing your partner with them, and they'll want to kill you by the end of the day, so definitely give it a listen. For something a bit more subdued, Evergrey, Escape of the Phoenix. Beautiful singing on this one, amazing melodies, kind of bridging the gap between like power metal and say just traditional heavy metal. This is just a great album for anyone. I recommend this to anyone. If that's a bit too cheesy for you, go give this one a listen, because I think you'll enjoy it. If you just like straight up heavy metal, definitely give Evergrey a listen. One of the best bands in the genre, so yeah, I love it. Now for something completely different, Numenor with Draconian Age. This is power metal. Swords and shields, power metal, fighting dragons, very Lord of the Rings kind of inspired. But there's black metal singing as well. This is like blackened power metal. Blackened power metal. Blackened fucking power metal. And Hansi Kirch from Blind Guardian sings on one of the songs. If that does not make you want to go out and buy this album, nothing fucking will. Blackened power metal with Hansi from Blind Guardian. That's all I gotta say. Finally, Dragony with Viribus Units, kind of a steampunk themed kind of power. My voice went weird then. My voice definitely went weird. Steampunk aesthetic with your power metal, cool singing, interesting songs, cool solos, great riffs. This is everything you want in power metal, and the sun is bleeding through. Everything you could want in a power metal album. This one delivers. Great shit, and I kind of want to put Halloween here because it's coming out next month, and you know it's going to be good. But I'm going to not do that because I haven't listened to it yet. It could shit the bed, but the 2 singles we've heard, fantastic. Finally, I'm just going to do a couple that I haven't categorised. We're just going to talk about them. The first one's Gojira with Fortitude. It's one of the highest selling albums of the year. It got to number 1 on the American charts. I've got to give it some love. Great songs, great catchy songs. Bloody Amazonia. Come on, it's got to be his. Gojira. French fucking masters. Really catchy. I don't think it's as good as the other albums, like from Master Sirius or Way of All Flesh, but it's a great album from this year, so I've got to give it some love. We Are Darker. I had to close the curtains because it went a bit too bright in my eyes. Next up is Spectral Law's new album, which I cannot pronounce, so I'll put it down on the screen somewhere. Maybe down here. I didn't put this in the black metal one, I didn't put it in the prog metal one, so it's going on this one, because I got to rep it. It was one of my favourites from the month that it came out, and this is just a roller coaster ride of black metal. It's like Mare Cognitum's album, dialed up to 11. Add in prog, add in all these other influences, and you get this. It's a very strange mix mash of black metal and prog, and I loved it from when I first started it. It's got drone metal in it as well. Fucking drone metal. Yeah, I gotta rep this album as well. Also some deathcore. What? He's talking about deathcore? What's going on? Brand of Sacrifice with Lifeblood. The Demon King song. Oh my god, I played this album a lot. It's a great working out album. It's a fun album. Brand of Sacrifice, one of the best deathcore albums of the year. I gotta give it some love. It's gotta be here on this list. And finally, an album I'm gonna need to read. Esoctrilihum, Dy'th, Requiem for the Serpent, Telepath. Yep, that's a mouthful. And this album is fucking fantastic. This is, again, interesting, spacey, weird black metal. Kind of like Spectral Law, but this is even weirder. Even fucking weirder. And you can tell from the album cover it's going to be weird. It's like an alien created this album. That's how good it is, and that's how weird it is. So if you like some strange black metal, then this is the album to go to, and that has been my favourite albums from the first half of 2021. Hopefully the second half is just as good because there's so many albums this year which has been fantastic. Those were just a few. There's a lot I've not mentioned. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found some albums that you've not listened to before. And you'll know, pop down in the comments below what albums are the best for you from the first half of 2021. And we hope to see you at the end of the year for the final list, the top 20 albums of 2021. Questy says, sit your ass down, listen to all these amazing albums, and get back to me at the end of the year. We'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.